Alright, so in this video I'm going to be covering the Viltrox 56mm f1.2 lens. Now, I've been using this lens for about 6 months and it's incredible. So this is more of a long-term review. I've used it for a lot of stuff: sports, landscapes, portraits, street photography, of course food photography. You guys know I love taking pictures of food. And let's just get right into it. Just checking out some sample portraits here of my son Jace and his friends playing football. He started football this year. This lens is just awesome for portraits. As part of the Pro Series, the 56mm is proving to be my favorite of the bunch. The 75mm f1.2 is officially known as the Buttermaker due to the insane bokeh it pumps out, and the 27mm is a bit wider, giving much more space, which is great when you want to include more of your surroundings. This 56mm or 84mm effective is a nice sweet spot to really highlight your subject without having to be too far away, as you will see in this review. Hanging out down in Texas, visiting my nephews and their kids. This is just all hanging out on the porch. This is what I could see from the porch. There was a snail, very cool. They had some of these cool cactus style flowers. You know, it is Texas and all. So just walking around again on the porch, crazy. You can see the slats on the floor there. Thought this shot came out pretty good. Now here's just one showing that separation. Here's my nephew Winston. He's so adorable, crazy happy baby. Here's my other nephew, baby Joseph. He's adorable. He's got these beautiful big blue eyes. And he's got these long eyelashes too, you can see here. So cute. Here's just a snapshot of Buddy on the couch. Here's some video footage of him. Now this was 4K 24p. Good boys. What a good boy, buddies. So this basically will look like and behave like an 85mm f1.8 lens on a full frame camera when it comes to background blur and subject separation. So that's very similar, but you still get the exposure and low light advantage of a real f1.2, which is 1 1/3 stops brighter than f1.8, meaning lower ISO or faster shutter speeds when compared to an actual 85mm f1.8 on a full frame camera. Now landscapes, check out this killer sunset. Here's a vertical orientation. I took 2 more frames. Now here's just one of a cool bridge on the left and then a close-up on the right. A little bit of sun flare there, looking into the sun. We got some nice shrooms here. Background rendering is killer, as you can see. Gorgeous sunflower here. Some horses. We got this tunnel here, pretty cool for landscapes. There's some more water scenes. This is actually the Hudson River. So this lens has a minimum focus distance of about 19.7 inches or 50 centimeters, which is pretty decent considering it's an 84mm effective. So you can get fairly close to your subject. Now it's an all metal body design and it's weather sealed. You can see here it's got the nice rubber gasket on the back. And you can see that rear lens element is just gigantic. Very well built. It also has the USB-C port here for firmware updates. Now we also have a custom function button here, and it's got an autofocus manual focus switch, which I really like. Now it does have a click declick feature for the aperture ring, but it does not have an aperture ring lock. So it is fairly easy to bump this off auto into like f16, for example, when you're pulling it out of the camera bag. So I do really wish this had a aperture ring lock as well. I very rarely use the aperture ring, but it is nice for doing aperture throws, as you could see here. Welcome. Went down to Eddie's here, got a shot of some beer and some sliders. Just looking down the bar here to those cups. Now, back down in Texas, we hit up Terry Black's barbecue. Absolutely fantastic, by the way. Highly recommend checking it out if you're in the area. See here, we got a beef rib, some sausages. I kind of like the stickers on this sign when we were leaving. We also hit up the Waffle Company for some breakfast. And as you can see here, the blueberry creme was remarkable. And somebody got some fried chicken and eggs and stuff. I thought this potato dish looked cool. Now, just a quick sample here, looking at the car rim, just so you can see how it renders. So down the road, there's some interesting art and some signs at this place called The Dale. It's my brother holding a menu. And I just took a couple of shots around the place. Kind of like how these came out with the color, and it's almost like a black and white with color, sort of. Now they got these hot chickpeas, they're incredible. They also have amazing pizza there. And sausage and peppers we got. This is over the course of a couple weeks, by the way, guys. This isn't all one feast, in case you're wondering. Now here's a Twinkie, barbecue Twinkie it's called, Up and Smoke food truck. One of the best barbecue items I've ever tasted in my life is that barbecue Twinkie, by the way. Some quesadillas here. Now let's check out some video footage here so you can see how the camera actually performs using the Ninja. So I'm recording with the Ninja so you can see what's actually going on the camera screen itself. You can see it just locks right onto the eye there. Works as expected. Autofocus works really good. Now here's the actual video footage itself. So, you know, it's going to look a little different than the Ninja recording, but basically the same. Now this is with the autofocus speed at 6, the autofocus transition speed. So I'm going to slow that down to 3 right here. Let's put that down to 3, and you'll see it'll be a much smoother transition now. So watch when we go to the coupe here. Look how smooth that is. It works very, very good. It's got like a nice ease in effect to it. Works very similar to a Sony lens. Now here's just a autofocus transition speed test here with the background in the lab, so you can see the bokeh ball renderings. So this is at f1.2, just going back and forth. And in case you were wondering how fast the autofocus is, you could see here. So yeah, this is definitely going to work for sports. And check out some of these volleyball shots that I got of Layla. So you can see it's focusing, freezing the action, no problem. It's able to track moving subjects in this low light environment, and very, very impressive overall, I would say. It's a great focal length for being on the volleyball court as well. It's also got a very smooth manual focus ring here. It's got a decent amount of like resistance to it, but it's very smooth. Feels like butter. And like I said, it does have a little bit of resistance to it, but I actually like that. It's like the perfect amount for when you're manual focusing and trying to fine tune it. So A+, I gotta say for that. Now looking at the front, we have a 67mm filter ring. So you can see this Nisi variable ND is the one I've been using. It's the true color. It's extremely high quality ND filter, and you're definitely going to need that if you're trying to record video outside, if you want to shoot wide open. Even if you're taking photos outside at f1.2, you're going to need a variable ND because the maximum shutter speed for the Sony a6700, for example, is 1/4000th of a second in mechanical shutter mode. So at f1.2, you're definitely still going to need a ND filter on there. So I highly recommend getting a good quality one because this is a top quality optic. You don't want to cheap out on that. So as far as the price point of this lens, we are looking at $580 US, which honestly, in my opinion, is an incredible value for what this lens is capable of doing in the real world. Like I said, I've been using it for about 6 months. I've used it in almost every scenario imaginable, and it performs excellent across the board. Good boy. No, buddy. All this is what makes this lens, in my opinion, the best portrait lens option for APS-C cameras currently today. Available for the Sony E-mount and Fuji X-mount so far, but I would be expecting Nikon Z-mount to be coming really soon. As far as those Canon shooters out there, I'm sorry guys, but Canon seems to be holding back the third-party lenses still, so we shall see. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my review, and affiliate links below in the description area. I really appreciate the support. Please feel free to ask questions below, and have a great day. Take care.